This video discusses markup on cost. Manufacturers or suppliers usually discuss inventory in terms of cost or how much was paid for an item. As we work through the problems in this video, we'll find values associated with cost. Your business purchased light bulbs at a cost of $1.50 and will sell them for $2.75. What is the percent of markup based on cost? Round the percent to 2 decimal places. First, we need to find the markup. Recall that the markup is equal to the selling price minus the cost. If we look at our problem, we see that the cost is $1.50, so C equals 1.5, and the selling price is $2.75, so S equals 2.75. We'll take those values and plug them into the formula to find the amount that the product was marked up. So 275 minus 150 gives us a markup value of $1.25. Now we're asked to find the percent of markup based on cost. So that means cost is our base. So the percent of markup is going to be the markup divided by the cost. So percent of markup based on cost equals the markup divided by cost. So we have 125 divided by 150. When we do that calculation on our calculator, we get 0.8333 repeating. And we want to convert this to a percent, so we'll multiply by 100, and the percent is 83.33 repeating percent. And we want to round to 2 decimal places, so we can just write this as 83.33%. And that is our final answer. Matt's Furniture Shop sells couches with a $180 markup. This is 25% of the company's cost. What is the cost? Round the cost to the nearest cent. The cost is found by taking the markup and dividing by the percent markup on cost. The problem tells us that the markup is $180 and that the percent markup on cost is 25%. So we'll just take those values and substitute them into the formula to solve for cost. Now remember, in order to place a percent into a formula, we first need to convert that percent to a decimal. So 25% written as a decimal is just 25 divided by 100, which gives us a value of 0.25. So we'll take that value and substitute it into the formula. So the cost equals 180 divided by 0.25. When we do that on the calculator, we get a value of $720. So the cost is $720. A boutique puts a markup on necklaces at $74. This is 20% of the cost. What is the selling price? Round to the nearest cent. In order to find the selling price, we need to use the formula for selling price, which is S equals M plus C, meaning that the selling price equals the markup plus the cost. If we look at our problem, we're given that the markup is $74, and it also tells us that this $74 is 20% of the cost. Now if we look at our selling price formula, we need to know the markup, which we have, but we also need to know the cost. So we're going to use these two items that are given to us to first find the cost. Remember that the formula for cost is markup divided by percent markup on cost. So that means that the cost equals 74 divided by 20%, but remember we have to convert that to a decimal, so that's 0.2. So then 74 divided by 0.2, if we do that on the calculator, gives us a value of $370. And that's our value for cost. Now we can take the value for cost and plug it into our top formula to find the selling price. Okay, when we plug in a value of $370 for the cost and $74 for the markup, the selling price becomes 74 plus $370. When we add those two values together, we get $444. So the selling price of the necklace is $444, and that's our final answer. A company sells an item for $12.60, and the markup on cost is 40%. How much did it cost the company to purchase the item? Round to the nearest cent. For this problem, we're looking at selling price in terms of cost. So the cost now equals the selling price over the percent of selling price on cost. First, we need to find the percent selling price on cost. The percent selling price on cost is just the percent markup on cost plus 100%. When we plug in 40%, we get that the percent of selling price is 40 plus 100, which means that the percent of selling price is just 140%. This means that the selling price represents 140% of the cost. So we'll take that value and plug it into our formula. Okay, so now we have that cost equals $12.60 divided by 1.4. Now remember that the percent of selling price was 140%. So we just divided by 100 to get that value of 1.4. Now we can divide 12.6 by 1.4 to get our final answer, which is going to be $9. So that means it cost the company $9 to purchase the product.